Hey guys, Jason here again, and this time in the Scimtar, I'm sort of prepping it for doing the diesel swap. I have got the engine now, I've been playing with my pump, I got my pump working, and I just want to start getting the car ready, really, more than anything. So, this is the original Essex. It's running well now, well enough, but the only airflow around this car is up in there, right? And I'm going to put an intercooler in this here, which is going to sit, I've actually got it sitting in here at the minute. I'm going to have it sitting about here, right? Which is right in this area. And this grill here isn't actually a real grill, it's kind of just a bit of plastic, and then behind that is just solid fiberglass. So what I'm thinking is, if I take this trim off, I can make a metal one that sits on there, and we can put some dimple dies in it. And not dimple dies, use dimple dies to make dimples in it. And then we can drill the holes in the fiberglass, and we can have a nice airflow panel there. So that's my objective for today. Right, so my panel, whoever was working on this before, I put 3 screws in it, and that's all that holds that on, so let's get it ripped off. There we go, we'll have it off, and you can see it's just a solid bit of plastic. If what I'm going to do here doesn't work, we could open out these slots and then drill a few holes in this bit of fiberglass here, and that would get airflow through, but I think what I'm going to do might be nicer. Another thing we could do, if this doesn't work, or it works but it doesn't have enough airflow, we could take the Scimtar part off as well, and we'll have a massive area, and I could make a big plate with dimple dies in it, maybe like stagger them or something. Tempted to do that now actually, and just make one big one. I know what it looks like with that grill off. So yeah, it doesn't look bad with that off. And that gives us a hell of a lot more airflow in there. Interesting. Let's make a plate the full size first of all, and then if it doesn't look right, we will modify it. So I've got this sheet of aluminium here, I think it's like 1.5 mil. I don't think it's 2 mil, it's probably 1.5 mil. And the idea here is, so these here fit on there, right? So pretty much that's the size it has to be. But what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna try fold this edge and this edge down. And how I'm gonna do that, I'm just gonna measure the gap from here to here on both sides, make sure it's even. Draw the lines on the aluminium, put the folds in it, and then we'll cut the lip off the back of the folds after we get it folded. So pretty much gonna measure it probably from here to about here, make it a bit longer so we can also play with the edges of it here. I'm not really sure how I'm gonna do that yet. I might have to, I'm gonna try and fold it, but I think I might have to have a wee bit of a curve in it, so maybe put it through the bead roller. But this is just a prototype for now, see how we get on. Yeah, so I'll get a tape measure here. Hey, so I have a tape measure here now. We'll cut this 850 mil lengthwise to get us a bit of room to play with in the ends, and then we need to put that's 130 mil. Well, Prissy put the 130 mil between here and here, fold each end, and should be good. So let's get this cut first in length. So bear with me on this one, it looks a bit shit at the minute. I came to the realization that my folder wasn't big enough or long enough to fit this in, so I've just cut it to the right size and it should be okay. We'll put spacers behind it. And for running the headlights here, I got Kate to come out and help me this here because I couldn't do it by myself, but I used a bit of plastic and followed the lines and then got the lines read. So hopefully that'll be fine. Next up, I'm going to try and put this in the bead roller in the tipping die and try and tip it to this angle here. Don't know how well that's going to work, but we'll see how we get on. Well, I'm not the best at using the bead roller. I did try recording me using this tipping die, but I do have it somewhat of a half decent shape. Hopefully I can tidy it up with the DA and get some sort of thing in it. But the lines follow where I need it to on both sides. When you press that in, it does go. I'm going to paint this black anyway, so once I've DA'd it, I might even put a bit of filler on it just to finish those edges up. But we have now got somewhat of a grill. So the next job is to decide how we're going to actually put these dimple dies in it, or dimples, sorry, and where we're going to put them. Get a Sharpie here. Yes, deciding on this here has been quite hard. I don't know whether I should just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 circles. Might look okay. I don't know if I've got a big enough dimple die to actually do that. Or we could do it like one there, one there, one there, one there. Should have done this with a whiteboard marker so I wipe it all off. But yeah, I haven't really, maybe 2 rows. I'm gonna take this off, do a bit of mocking up. Gonna wipe this down with thinners again, see if I can mock some circles up, see what I can get to look half decent, and go from there. Got that all divided up. We're gonna put 7 dimples in it. This is the size of dimple we're gonna be making. For the dimples then, I've made a few of these tools myself before and they've worked to some degree, but sometimes you get them like this here and it's kind of off-centered. And I didn't want that there for what we're doing here, so I ended up modifying one of these actual knockout tools at the back, and it seems to do a real good job. So that there presses into that there, does a lovely dimple. So I'm going to get these holes drilled first, and then I'll come back and we'll knock some holes out. Have these holes all drilled now, and this is my hydraulic knockout tool. I actually love this thing, it's awesome. I did upgrade it to a quick release here because it was solid mounted into this here and it used to get caught up in the hose and all. Now you can kind of swivel it about, and also you can put this hydraulic cylinder onto anything you want now, as long as you got the quick releases. But anyway, back onto this. Put this in first. I drilled these all 20mm holes, and then you pop. Is that the right one for that? Nope. Alright, you pop that on. Boom. Slide here. You'll go down. That on like that. And you just pump away. Beautiful. One perfectly circle hole, and this is just nice and sharp. You don't have to worry about the cleanup of, or like when you use a hole saw, sometimes it wanders and everything. That's perfect. So I'm gonna do that 6 times in that there, and then we'll do some dimples. There you go, starting to take shape. I think it's all pretty straight. Right, next up is the dimples then. So as you can see, this is a knockout tool, but I lathe the back of it so it purses in there. It does actually work quite well, so I'll show you it working. Mainly because this holds this straight and this holds this straight, so you get it perfect, or near enough perfect, and then that there's just about goes in that hole. So I'll try one out, see what it looks like. It's a bit hard to get this out of here because it is so tight, but I'll show you. Fingers crossed this works well, because if it doesn't, I've messed up all this work I put into this already. Right, there we go. Now it's all stuck together. Lovely. So I'm trying to get this apart, which was easier when it was a small piece. Tell you what, I'm going to put this in the vise, take it apart, and then I'll show you the dimple. Alright, I got that out there, and you can see how nicely rounded that edge is. It's pretty much perfect. I've never had ones come out so well. I would like it to be a wee bit more dimpled around this area, but for a nice rounded inner edge, that is perfect. I'm going to do it now 6 times, and then we'll figure out how we're going to mount it to the car. So I came up with a better idea getting these out, instead of going to the vise and fighting them while I carry on. So we'll just do another one here. Right, it's free. Put the socket on, handy. Yeah, I just want to show you that there. Now I'm just going to get these last 3 done. It's a bit bent now, you can see from the metal being stretched, but I should be able to make it go that direction. Not really sure I like this anymore. Hopefully when it's black it'll look a lot better. I went through here and marked these out, so I'm going to go at that with a hole saw. To attach it, I'm going to put 6 screws, we'll just evenly space them out. And yeah, do think it looks kind of weird, but it will get a lot more airflow into that engine bay, hopefully. Right, hole saw. You can see, kind of roughly see where I've marked. So much easier to just fiberglass than steel. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to take these out. Come on, just one to go. Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah, we have air holes. Woo! Right. Let's measure up, drill some holes for bolting it off. So that's screwed on. 2 holes there, 2 holes there, 2 holes there. Really not sure on it. Gonna paint it black here now. Hopefully it'll look better. Well, there you go. It does look a lot better painted black, I must say. But I like it, but I don't love it. Probably should have done what I was originally going to do and just make this bit here and keep the chrome strip, because I could have put dimples in and holes in one of these here, and then that would have made basically the same thing lower down, and you would have had a strip as well, so it wouldn't have made it look as bland in the front. But I think it looks kind of cool. I like how it's chunky. But yeah, that's us. So for this time, thanks for watching guys. Please like, subscribe, and I'll see you again in the next one.